All right. All right. I think we are live streaming. That would be the button that we should click. Very good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, families across the country as we get closer to this America's Prayer Meeting movement. Pray, America, pray. We're coming to you live from a hotel in, help me, guys, help me pronounce the name of the place.
Topeka, Kansas.
Topeka, Kansas. We're in Topeka, Kansas. We are 3.5 hours away from Lebanon. We stopped in here last night to get a little bit more rest. Got a trailer load full of stuff. Fortunately, it was a very uneventful trip. And I think because it was so uneventful, we are tired. We are tired. I was going to spin the camera around and show you these guys here lounging around, but well, I'll spare you guys that. So July 23rd, a couple days out, just 2 days away. If you haven't made plans already, try. But if you still can't, get out here, we're live streaming this on americasprayermeeting.org. So good morning to everybody. Good morning, Tina. It's good to see you, Miss Tina Crowell. It's good to see you this morning. I want to share a story as we get started, but I also want to share a couple of updates. Routes have already begun. We're about midway through a lot of routes. We're expecting to meet some people this evening that'll be flying in. We're expecting to meet some other people, the rest of the team tomorrow throughout the day. As we speak now, a 3,000 person tent. I don't know how many personnel it's taking to load this thing up. But as we speak, there's a tent being put together. It takes 2 or 3 days to do it, to make sure it's up safe and secure and all that jazz. So there are people on site right now working on this. So it's kind of a big deal. Excited about that. The other tents we're going to have are for prayer for the nations and other elements, but pretty uneventful. No flying tires from no flying tires from 18-wheelers that go around, but a lot of phone calls and a lot of stories being shared along these routes. And one of my close friends, his name is Paul Pickern. He is with an organization called All Pro Pastors, and his ministry is a support ministry for pastors to give people an opportunity to give pastors an opportunity to kind of have someone to lean on. Sometimes being a pastor, and I know my pastor and a lot of my pastor friends are the same way. Your responsibility, you're shouldering the responsibility of tending to your sheep, and sometimes it's being a pastor is a very lonely gig. That being said, All Pro Pastors is there to lift up other pastors. Well, I was talking with Paul yesterday. Debbie, good morning. Pamela, Pam, good morning. We loved watching your videos. Your devotion reading videos. I think the last one you recorded is going to play today. Thank you for your effort there. Tina, good morning. Bob, good morning. Shirley, good morning. Thank you guys for commenting. Jumping around a little bit. We're all a little tired. We're trying not to be loopy and silly on the computer live stream, but jumping around a bit, trying to get our bearings. I think we got like 5 hours of sleep last night. But back to Paul and Paul, with All Pro Pastors, we were talking on the phone yesterday, and he shared a story with me that really lifted me up. And it's a little bit related to what we're doing now. So this is a true story, completely true story. I have to preface with that. This was a tent revival. I think about 22 years ago. There was a tent revival happening, and the person that was leading the charge for this revival is there was a good turnout, which you guys know turnout's not everything. It's the way that the Lord moves is what really dictates it. But there's a big turnout. People were getting healed. People were getting saved. It was an amazing thing. With this pastor, he said, I don't know. He said, we have people reaching out to the Lord. Just something, I don't know. I just feel like the Lord's not speaking to me during this. The Lord's really not. He says the Lord's just, I don't know. I'm not getting it. I'm glad all these people are getting saved. I'm glad for salvation. I'm humbled to be a part of facilitating that. But he says, I just don't feel like I'm hearing from God. So um, this group of this group that this pastor's with, they are going into a restaurant, I believe, and I hope I'm not botching the story too much, but they go into this restaurant and they start to go in, and this one pastor says, "Guys, I think I'm just going to take a walk, spend a little bit of time alone, and just process some things." So the other group of guys, they go into this restaurant, and this guy, this pastor, he goes and takes a walk, and he's just strolling down a city he's never been in before. This is a tent revival in just a faraway land. I'm not sure where it is. And he walks by this phone booth. You guys here remember what phone booths are, right? I don't know if anybody in this room here beside me has ever used a phone booth. Myself, I paid $0.25 for a phone call, but I think some of you guys on here can remember paying a nickel for a few minutes in the phone booth. Comment here if you guys remember using a phone booth, just to help our algorithms out. Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, William. Bob again. Good morning, sir. So he passes by this phone booth and it starts ringing, and of course he doesn't answer it. It's a phone booth in the middle of nowhere. It's a I think my kids call it a Superman booth. That's where we go in and change. So he doesn't answer the phone, and it keeps ringing and ringing, and it stops. And he starts walking again, and the phone rings again. It keeps ringing and ringing, and it stops. And this last time it starts to ring, he wanders over to it, and he answers the phone. Hello, there's a lady on the phone. All right, now he's in the middle of nowhere. He's doing a tent revival in an area. Lady on the other side of the phone says, "Is this Ken?" Pastor's name's Ken. He says, "Who is this?" And she goes, "Sir, is this Ken?" He says, "Ma'am, who is this?" Ken said, the lady says, "Well, I'm the operator. I need to patch a call through to a Ken so and so, not to give his name away." And he says, he thinks this is a joke. He thinks his friends in the restaurant are pulling a prank on him or something. Guys, is this you? No, ma'am, my name is so and so from South Central Bell. I need to know if you're Ken. Yes, ma'am, I'm Ken, is what he says. So he said, "Okay, thank you. I'm going to patch you through right now." On the other end of the line was a lady that was asking for Ken. She said, "I don't know if I don't know if you're the person I need to talk to. I've been praying." She says, "I've been praying, and I've been having these thoughts, and I don't know what to do with them. I've been having these suicidal thoughts, and I'm thinking about ending my life. And I just picked up the phone book, and I saw your name. I knew that you were a pastor in my hometown, and I just picked up the phone and I called you." And Ken talked to her for a little while, and Ken eventually, she said, "Oh, how did you know where I was, or how did you know to call me here?" And she was confused. She said, "No, I just called the number in the phone book." She said, I thought I was calling your office." And I'm sure there's a better way of explaining the story than me being third hand or second hand. But this lady was calling for help. She was thinking of ending her life, and she, out of a last resort, she picks up the phone book and she calls someone to help. And it just, for whatever reason, she called him by name. He's nowhere near his office. The phone rings in a phone booth in a city he's never been in before, and he speaks to this woman. So I'm not gonna to pretend to even know what it is. I just think in situations like this, but God, this lady wanted to end her life, and God made a way for this phone call to be put through to Ken. And what happened was Ken was able to talk with her and to share with her the true love of Jesus, and invite Jesus into her heart, and that salvation came from that. But what it did for Ken was that this whole time he was doing this tent revival, this whole time he saw healing in front of him, he saw miracles happening, but he just felt disconnected from God. And what this did is it saved this lady's life, and it gave him a peace in knowing that, okay, God, this is exactly where you wanted me to be. This is a preordained time. So uh, Paul shares this story with me yesterday, and I am just dumbfounded. And I think of things in my life that happen. These, these little things that you think is just happenstance or circumstance or luck. We a few days ago when this truck tire flies off or comes off, and we're about to hit it. Well, for whatever reason, we're on the correct side of the road to where it does hit us, but it causes minimal damage. Or yeah, I think I could just go in a rabbit hole. But how many times in your life are you trying to make a decision, or you may be going down the wrong path, or may be making a mistake, or you may be doing things right? But how many times does God really step in and cause that little miracle in your life? So that's something that I've been thinking about all night. That's something that I wanted to share this morning. Shirley, good morning. Vicki, good morning. Blessings to you guys as well. Vicki said she's used a phone booth, but she said she thinks it was a dime in her time. Inflation. I remember gas was, when I first started driving, gas was 95 cents. Things changed a lot. Nancy, good morning. Christy, Miss Christy Clark, good morning. Thank you guys for commenting and sharing this. This helps you guys see more of the content that we create and that we put out there. It helps you guys get updates from us. And I don't want to ramble on too long this morning. We have to get a little bit more rest before we hit the road. I wanted to share that story with you guys. If that story spoke to you, or if you're one of the ones that's heard Ken's story, comment here and let me know if you've heard this. If you've heard this before. But we're going to get off here in just a few minutes. I want to remind everyone how they can watch America's prayer meeting. Prayer at the Heart is what we're calling this, in the geographic center of the continental USA. We're 4 hours away. It's happening Friday from 2 to 8. That's 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock Central Time. There's 2 live streams happening. One is the primary stream. Big TV production company coming to produce that. I'm thankful for their gift and talents and their satellite trucks. We wasn't sure how we were going to get a signal out there in the middle of this field. Generators coming and all that. So 2 to 8 on Friday. If you can't make it in person, I get it. We're only a few days out, but I do want to encourage you to watch our live streams. Oh, I was mentioning the 2 live streams. One is the primary stream, and the other is going to be a behind the scenes stream. We're going to get to talk with people that are currently on the prayer routes. They would have arrived by the time we started. We're going to interview people on the prayer routes. We're going to have pictures to share. Rooftop Ministries encounters. Some people are going to be there. We're going to interview them and other denominational and leaders around the country that are coming in to visit with us and to take part in this. That's a little behind the scenes look we're going to have at the exact same time. You can see both of those, a live stream and the behind the scenes stream, at americasprayermeeting.org/live. Or just go to americasprayermeeting.org. You'll see a big live button in the middle of the screen. So I'm thankful for all of you guys watching this morning. We're going to try to get a little bit more rest before we hit the road. I think we got about 5 hours of sleep last night. And there's an air conditioner over our shoulders in this hotel that runs for about 10 minutes and then it stops for an hour. So we're going to try to soak up a little bit of rest here and get back on the road. We'll check in with you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Thanks for following along. And we will keep you updated throughout these next few days. God bless. Take care.